and safe. Special prayers go out to our friends in Texas tonight and in North Carolina with the horrendous weather that they've been getting. I know my friends in Texas have no electricity, and it's down in the 20s, which is very unusual for Texas. So they are really suffering. So our prayers, our hearts, our thoughts and our prayers go out to them. Meanwhile, I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're warm. And we're going to begin our service momentarily. Here in South Florida, I just heard lightning. So hopefully we'll be okay. And hi to my friend Ellen. I wonder if you heard the lightning too, the thunder just now. All right, everybody, we're going to begin in a moment. We're on Facebook. We're on Sim Shalom page, UJUC, JSLI, and Rabbi Stephen Blaine page. We're also on Sim Shalom, and I think we're on YouTube. So we're really getting around. Good evening, Susie Katz. I'm glad you can join us. Dee, I hope you're okay. I think actually Houston has more snow than you do. Okay. Allison, good to see you again. I'm glad that you're doing well. All right, everybody. It is 7 p.m. and we're going to begin our service. LJ, good to see you too. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hello, Ellen Rose. And for those in South Florida, the sky just opened up. And now our call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamarach li'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. If you hear a noise like banging, that's my skylight in the living room with the rain. And now, as we think of Adonai's miracles, one of them was dividing dark from light and light from dark. Shalom, Joy, I'm glad you could join us this evening. And the physical manifestation of that separation is sunrise and sunset, two of my favorite times of day. And so we begin our prayer to thank Adonai for this miracle. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bevaro Maariv aravim bechokma poter sha'arit uv'tvuna mishaneh tim umachaliv et hazmanim umsader et kochavim v'mishmoroteihem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshek v'choshek mipnei or uma'avir yom u'mevi layla umavdil ben yom u'ben layla Adonai tzavot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu li'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed, O living and enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings on twilight. Ellen Rose, just stay plenty warm tonight. And I guess we have Cousin Joy with us. So good evening again, Cousin Joy. Albert, it's good to see you again. I hope you're feeling well. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer. The only prayer in which we don't ask for anything, but instead we state what comes from our heart. And I see Beth is with us tonight. Good evening, Beth. I'm glad you made it. The Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. V'ahavta, and you shall love. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher nochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha b'veitecha uvleftecha b'aderech u'shoppaha kumecha. Ushartam la'odaya decha v'hayu l'totafot beinenecha uvtavtam al mezuzot beitecha v'sharecha. Leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohehem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher chotzeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim, leyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. And now, as Miriam and the women went through Adonai's miracle at the parting of the Red Sea, they sang, Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, no ra tehilot, oseh feleh. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'acha mirenu malkeinu l'chayim uvrosh aleinu sukat shalomecha. Adonai, we're living in troubled times. Please take hearts that are filled with hate and replace it with love and compassion. Please bless those who are there to help us, those who are there to put food on the table, those who are there to heal our bodies, and those who are there to guard our bodies and souls. Please bless the United States. May we come through these troubled times, a nation as strong as we have always been, a nation that follows your laws and mitzvot, a light amongst all nations, and a nation that helps all people. Please, Adonai, please continue to give the doctors and scientists the wisdom, the knowledge, and the courage to work on eradicating this disease. And Adonai, please bless all those who work behind the scenes to help them as they help us. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spreads your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei rabbah b'yamadi rachirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayedecha beit Yisrael bagala bagala u'bizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach Li'olam li'olmei almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yiraban v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalam Shmei dekudisha v'richu Le'elam mikol bechata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damira mi'alma v'yimeru amen. And now our standing prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol v'hagibor v'hanora el elyon. Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol. V'zocher chazdei avod v'imoot. Umevi gula livnei v'nehem l'man shemo ba'ahava. Melech ozer Moshiach u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai. Magen Abraham ve'ezrat Sarah. As we begin our prayers to Adonai, we remind Adonai of the promises made to our forefathers and foremothers, to our ancestors, reminding Adonai that promises made to them are promises to us. Atagi bor li'olam Adonai mechayehu kol tarav lahoshia mechalkel chaim bechesed mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim somech noflim v'rofei cholim umatir asurim umkayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha bal giburo umido melach melech memit umchayem umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emanata lahayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Good evening, Marvin. Erev Tov. I'm glad you can join us this evening. So this week's Torah portion is Teruma. The children of Israel have left Egypt. They have parted through the Red Sea. Adonai has provided manna for them, and water for them, and quails to eat at night. Moses has gone to Sinai. The children of Israel panicked because he was gone so long and built the golden calf. Moses breaks the commandments, must go back. Those who were responsible for building the golden calf were punished by death. And then Moses returns with God's laws. At this point, they are in the desert and they are building the Mishkan. Adonai gives them directions on how to build the tabernacle. And it must be a tabernacle that is portable because they are going to be wandering in the desert. And it is filled with copper and wood and gold and silks and wood and more gold and just beautiful items. Now, I did several readings on this, and it is now a time where women took an active role. Women actually have an active role in this because they're going to help with the sewing. The people take an active role because now they're former slaves, they're going to give. They took many of the riches from the Egyptians before they left. And here is where they donated all that they had. They donated so much that Moses had to put a halt to it. So here, people now, of their own free will, that's something that they never had. Free will. Were able to give. And they gave and they gave till they were told they shouldn't give anymore. But this parsha is also very interesting because this is where we get the idea of work. We are told on the seventh day we rest. Rest from what? Rest from work. Well, what is defined as work? Here in this Torah portion, all that, and there's several more pasha that describe the building of this tabernacle, the Mishkan, that all that was involved, from sewing to melting, heating, making a fire, to carrying, to tearing, all this is what is prohibited on the seventh day, because on the seventh day they all rested. So I always like to look for the moral of the story. I really don't have a moral of the story other than this Torah portion helps define who we will become later. People who give, people who rest, people who partake, women partaking. This is who we are. So this is the beginning of a modern day people, the very beginning. But this is how and who we will become. And now, let's take a moment to listen to the prayers within our hearts and within our minds. Oh, say shalom bimrumav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimrumav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, Erev Tov, Troy, I'm glad you could join us. You too, Rabbi Jeffrey. Ziona, the point is that also today, for the most part, we're not Orthodox, but the rest of us, what we do try to strive for is to make Shabbat different. Something in which we can celebrate. Maybe we spend the time with family and friends. Maybe we spend the time trying not to work, but not engaging in, not turning on electricity, not watching TV, but a day to maybe just be more spiritual. So this is how it affected us, but how we've sort of reinterpreted it to today's world. Again, if you're Orthodox, you have your way of celebrating the Shabbat. And the point is we each find our own way to make it a special day. And now our prayers for healing. So please type in the names. I want to say three of our congregants, Beth and Amy, and I want to say Barbara and my friend Ronnie, who are both in Houston with 20-degree weather, no electricity. The people in Texas, all throughout Texas, are suffering right now, and we wish them that they, can survive the best they can. Can't ask for anything else. Doreen, healing for Pearl Bat Etel. Deborah, Debbie, Joni, Melissa, and Larry, yes, Susan, Ashley Reed, all those who are suffering physically and emotionally, and my friend Elaine, who is suffering in some way we can't define, Les and Di Wood, Jerry Romanek, Nadia, we'll give it a few more minutes. Menashe ben Menachem. Okay. Valerie, Rose, Malcolm, and Albert, Rabbi Galit and Bob, Janet Horvath, Evie and Bourne. I hope, Susie, I pronounced that. Those suffering from COVID, Brenda Zalkin Frost, Lauren Burks, Chava Bat Elsa, Ziona's brothers, colleagues, Miss Cyrus, Miss Edwards, Miss Mendoza, and the Gibbons family, and Amy. Okay, and all those who have, Palmer, Marsha, Elkin, Cooper, all those who are taking the vaccine, I wish them speedy recovery and very mild side effects. Ginny Batwana, Eric Ben Maggie, and Arlene. And I think that's it. Let's begin. Mishe Beirach Avotenu V'chol HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Victims of violence, law enforcement injured in the attack of the Capitol. Susie, I'm not sure what that is. Marlene Bat Chaya, Larry Wolfson. Mishe Beirach Imotenu V'chol HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Susie Kukawaka Wolfson and Susan Kibble. Let me just say about the shot. Hubby and I had it a week ago. Within 2 hours, he had a headache. I had sinuses problems. We both were achy with a very low-grade fever. By the next day, we just felt blech. But by that evening, we were fine. I have friends who had the shot day 1, nothing, day 2, blech. Victims of domestic violence. My dad, who will be 93 this week, had the second shot and ended up with vertigo. He's well now, he's fine. It was gone in a day and a half, but it was quite an effect. So that's why I say keep the Tylenol handy, and I wish everybody speedy recovery. But of course, speedy recovery to all those who have this disease. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer bereshit shelo asanu kikoye haratzot v'lo samanu kibishbachot hadama shelo sam helkenu kahem v'goralenu kichol hamanam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'eman V'haya Adonai L'melech HaKohoretz Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'shmo Echad. Just to add, D, would you believe my dad's going to be 93? You remember him that many years ago? Amazing. He was younger than we are when you met him. Okay, we recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at season, in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. And if you are observing a yurt site or somebody has passed recently and you want to type in their names so we shall remember them, please do so. And I thank you all for the birthday greetings from my father. Francis Johnson, Roger Harold Francis Johnson, Roger Harold Goodwill, Milton Rice, all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. My father had the Moderna. Richard Orr, Sally Kelly, Zora, Michael Sloan, Selma Bat Ida, Dorothy Krakenfeld, Helene, Henry, Mildred, Rose, Art, Kathy, Glenn, Maureen, Troy's grandparents, Vernie and Betty, Carol C. Stein, Randy, Rabbi Mendy, all refugees, and those, I'm not sure what you're saying, Marvin. Those who need a Mishabera said, we'll include them. Catherine Batluli, Tommy Raskin, Officer Brian Sicknick, Officer Jeffrey Smith, Officer Howard Liebengood, all those who died from COVID, victims of violence and COVID. Yit gadal v'gadash shemei rabab, yalmad divrachi rute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon u'vyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael b'agalav zman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehesh mei rabba mevorach le'olam, amen almaya. Yit barak v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal, shemei dekudusha b'richu, le'elam min chol b'chad. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who comforts all mourners comfort those who are in mourning now. Well, another Tuesday Maariv service in the can, as they say. Again, be safe, be well. We are here Monday through Thursday, Rabbi Nancy, Rabbi Galit, Rabbi Deborah, and myself. On Friday, we got Rabbi Blaine. Some great music from 6:30 to 7, and then 7 to 8, a Kabbalat Shabbat service. Check out our jsli.net page. We have a new program called J-Leap. It is a type of pre-rabbinic program, and we're going to start a fall class, and check it out. It's been a lot of fun. So please, everybody, thank you all. Be safe, be warm, and be well. Thank you all, everybody. And to my students, I will be on very shortly. Erev Tov.